Hello, I'm James Helder. Welcome to a very special episode of Not For The News World Cup edition. Quite sad to say this. England are out of the tournament. Big upset for England last night. They played very well against France. We're going to break down the finer points of the game. Firstly, I'm going to go straight to Curtis Woodhouse. Give me your take on England's defeat to France in the World Cup quarter-final.
Yeah, gutted. Again, you know when we've been knocked out of other tournaments, my initial reaction has always been one of anger because it's like we did this wrong, we did that wrong. I've come out of this tournament like I think we've done really well. I think we lost against a good team. I think it was a real game of fractions. The game was so tight, and I thought at 1-1. I'd have had my house on us going on to win that game. We took control for probably a 10, 15-minute period and couldn't quite get that second goal. But disappointing to be knocked out, but really optimistic about what this group can do. Now Southgate, for me, has got his head round where our strengths are, and that's going forward. Hopefully, it's the start of something special.
Before we go on to Gareth Southgate a little bit, I want to speak about the game itself. Nighty, what was your take on the game, firstly?
Disappointing, obviously, in the result. But you're coming up against a good side, like Curtis is saying. I thought we'd done well in patches. When we went 1-1, needed a little bit of a break. I mean, look, it's toenails, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Kane puts that away, and it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
You know, it either goes in penalties, or we get right on top of them in amongst them, and get a winner in extra time. But it's toenails, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm bantering Harry Kane and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. But right now he must be going through absolute turmoil. But I can't stick up for him. I'm a striker. I can't stick up for him. From 14 yards or wherever it is, 12 yards or whatever it is, yeah, you got a chance to become the all-time goal scorer for England. You got a chance to get us back in the game and probably on the front foot. And, you didn't put it away. But, like I said, margins, mate, toenails, mate. And at the end of the day, we done well. But like I kept saying, we haven't played anybody yet. And we played somebody and we're off home.
And that's the one reoccurring theme that Southgate can't get away from. We haven't beaten anyone yet, have we? And you know what? I've been against Southgate the last two tournaments. I think we've gone out of the last two tournaments, the Euros and the World Cup, through manager error. And I've said that on here. I don't think we've gone out on manager error this time. I think, like Knight said, we've gone out on toenails and small fractions. But Southgate hasn't beaten a good team. However you want to dress it up, he's not beat anybody, has he? And until we do that, we don't know whether we can do it.
Exactly. It always becomes that, it's like nervousness, even with us as fans. Like, Jesus Christ, we've got France today. Like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? 70% chance we're going out. That's how we had it, all of us, probably. I mean, I believe that we could beat them. Yeah, defo. But, France, they're world champions. They're world champions for no reason.
Do you think it's that mentality
it is
already winning things lets you know that, hey, we can win things. And we just haven't got that. We haven't got that grain yet. We've not won anything for so long. We haven't got that mentality of being able to go deep, not go deep, win things. We haven't done it. We haven't got that. We haven't got that DNA. France have got that DNA.
Right. Find a way to win. Do you know? Find a way, by hook or by crook, find a way. Our way to win that game there was Kane's penalty. And, like I said, it's margins. We didn't take it.
Do you think that penalty miss will haunt Harry Kane for years to come? Quite possibly could have been his best chance of winning major trophy, certainly with England. Do you think that miss will haunt him for years to come?
I think it'll haunt him, yeah, but I don't think he'll get remembered for it like other people have been remembered for missing penalties. Because I think Kane's just done too much to be remembered for that one thing. You know, he's had a good tournament. Kane's a good player. Having the second, it's a tough one, the second penalty. You bet your mind's all over the place. Do I change my side? What do I do with it? It is a tough one. It's a bit of a mental battle that he's going through with that penalty.
The thing about it is when with 2 pens, yeah, Curtis, is the first pen, obviously, you take the way you normally take. The second pen, you have to adjust yourself. You can't just, because the keeper is automatically, he is going the same way.
And also the keeper, he knows.
He
knows the keeper.
Do you know what I mean? He's probably took endless shots and pens and everything. The keeper probably knows his right way that he likes to strike the ball, whether he likes to strike it off to his left, or he likes to, open himself out and, place it with his foot. But, Lloris, he knows Kane.
But then again, mate, you've got all that going through his mind. So he's thinking, right, he knows, I know, that he knows, that I know, that I'm going to go here. So I'm going to go here. But then he might think, I know this, so he's going to go there. So I'm going all in his head, you can imagine he's going all over the place. Personally, I'm going down the middle. I was screaming at the TV, go down the middle.
Did you see Mbappe's reaction to the penalty?
Whose?
Mbappe's reaction to the penalty.
Yeah.
Savagery from Mbappe. Let's get his face up on the screen. Let's question Southgate's decisions tactically.
But sorry, James, before we go along, I'm here for that, though,
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm embracing it. No, I'm embracing it.
I'm here for the scumbagness.
We're gonna speak about some other shithousery on the show. I'm all here for that. We've got energy for that. Let's talk about Gareth Southgate's decisions tactically. One decision that didn't sit right with me was taking Saka off. Don't know how much of an injury he may have picked up from some of the tackles coming in for the French team. It looked like he was really getting at France. They didn't really have an answer to him. I know he won the penalty for Kane as well. He just looked like a constant threat down that right-hand side. Can you give me your thoughts on that? Firstly, the decision to take Saka off. What did you make of that?
I think he must have been injured. I think he must have been. Because for me, he was a real threat. He was causing their left back all sorts of problems. I think he must have been injured. He must have had a knock. Otherwise, no reason to bring him off.
Yeah, he was our best player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he was our main threat.
He's had a good tournament, Saka, He has had, and I've always said, Saka's a good player until he proves anything other. For me, he's gone from a good player to a very good player for this tournament. He's done it on the big stage, so happy for him. Good player. He does everything. He works his socks off. He's a good player.
Yeah. I mean, last season, I was calling for him to, get at the players a bit more. And this season, he seems to be flipping. Once he faces you up, there ain't no going backwards or whatever. He's either coming inside and trying to play inside the box, or he's getting you down the line. Or do you know what I mean? I really like him. He's like I said last season, I had a few doubts over his forward play and attacking play, but not this season, mate. And obviously,
he's so young, isn't he? He's so young. You can see he's got the appetite to develop and be a good player. And that's one thing from this tournament that really excites me. Every other tournament we've gone out because we haven't quite been able to keep the ball well enough. But we played like a good team this tournament. We played a possession-based type of football with a threat on the counter-attack. We potentially had the best young player in the tournament in Bellingham. There's so many bright things that come out of this tournament.
Is Gareth Southgate the man to take us into the next Euros? Is he the man to lead England into the next World Cup? Do we think he'll be in the job? Where do we stand on it? I'm going to go straight to 90 on this one.
Well, stats don't lie, really, do they? I know we always go, stats and whatever, but numbers really don't lie. And I think he's done well. I think, like Curtis is saying, he may have just squeezed through with how we approached this tournament and, let the reins off the lads a little bit and made them attack. He might have just seen through another Euros or something. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mind that as long as he keeps it along that road. Do you know what I mean? As long as he keeps it along, our attacking players, let them go. Why would you want to put extra pressure on the defense by sitting back and trying to? It don't make no sense. Our defense is it speaks for themselves. They're brilliant. Do you know what I mean? They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Like I keep saying, far margins, Giroud. Do you know what I mean? The strike, the first goal that they scored, what can you do? Like, really? Do you know what I mean? The second goal, yeah, we could have done better picking up and stuff, but bar that, bloody hell, they've been flipping brilliant. So I don't think our defence is okay. Just let the boys go.
I think their second goal, I think it's more to do with we've been caught out by world-class delivery by Griezmann. And sometimes you've got to say, you know what, that's a great ball. I can't defend that. If Maguire can get in earlier, maybe get round earlier, he was a little bit out of position, that, but sometimes you get done by quality, and that's a quality ball into the box. And Giroud, probably the most underrated striker of my entire life, is on the end. When it comes in that box, he's always in and around it, isn't he? But you look at the flip side. Bellingham had the volley where Lloris has tipped it over. If that's 5 yards the other side, that goes in. Harry Maguire has a header that shaves the outside of the post. They're the little margins that didn't quite drop for us. I just think, it's easy to say, but I just genuinely think we got knocked out because we were a little bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Gareth keeps his job or Gareth goes? Your take, what do you reckon?
For me, I would, if you'd have asked me after the last two tournaments, I was Southgate out. Before this tournament, I was Southgate out. Now, I'm Southgate in, because I think who can take this group further and do a better job than him? I think he's a man to probably give us go the next two tournaments with him, and if he doesn't win anything the next two, then he's had his goal. But for me, he's the right man with this group. Now he's found the system that works and is best for the players. If we were to rip it all up now and start again, who knows where we're going to be? I think we've got to go with him. I think he's our best option by some distance, really.
As well as England exiting the World Cup, Brazil are on the way home as well. The Samba planes landing back in South America. Dramatics from the penalty shootout. Croatia progress. Have England with Brazil going out, with other nations that have gone out, Portugal going out, is this a real missed chance for England to finally win the World Cup? Have England really, really messed up going out at this stage? Nighty, what's your thoughts?
It is. And all of us would look at it and say, flipping the way it's gone. Like, do you know what I mean? We've missed out here. But, like I said, we didn't beat anybody. We was doing what we was meant to be doing to them teams. Yeah. And then we come up against somebody and we couldn't do it. And like Curtis is saying, it's a mentality. Do you get to that stage and you win, it becomes a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You can almost pull on that to get you through some games. England can't do that right now. Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
I think it's a big opportunity miss, massive opportunity miss, and what can you do? You just got to go again.
I agree. I think it's massive. And the three tournaments that Gareth had, we could have easily won them all, I think, I know we're saying Southgate in, but he has had three unbelievable chances to bring us silverware. Unbelievable. Would a more experienced manager have got the job done? That's something that we'll never know, but you just do think that a Tuchel or a Jose, you back them guys to actually, a Conte, them people that just win things. You do back them people to maybe get you over the edge a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to be critical of the team or Southgate at all, because I do feel like we're in a really the best spot, the best batch of players, the best running tournaments of my lifetime. So I think we've got to give them a lot of credit. But you can't get away from it. We haven't beaten anybody yet, and I hate to say it.
Yeah, quick question though, lads. Yeah, are we in good stead for the next year for the Euros?
I'd say so. I'd definitely say so.
Our forward line is still Kane.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, because the Euros is only a year away, isn't it? So
18 months of Euros. You know what? This is nothing to do with Kane missing the penalty. I do feel like the Harry Kane era is coming to an end for England. I really do. I think, he can't run, can he? I think he got the ball on the halfway line when we looked like we had a break the other day. Like he just looks so slow. But he's an unbelievable passer. He's a great finisher. But I maybe think by the time the Euros come around in 18 months' time, I think that will probably be his last tournament as our number 9.
Who do you replace him with at the moment?
I don't think there's not anyone like jumping out at the moment. 18 months is a long time in football.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit about Morocco. History in the making. First African nations to reach the semi-final of the World Cup. Great achievement. Fantastic achievement when you think of the chances that people gave them before the World Cup. What's been your take on Morocco so far? I'm going to go straight to 90 on this one.
They remind me of Blackburn Rovers back in when Blackburn won the league. You know, like 2 wingers flying. Like everybody in that team can fly. There's no slow man in that team. They are wetting, bro. Have you seen them? Have you seen them?
Yeah,
It's like an army. They're well structured. Like they just look solid. Really, really, really solid. Like really, like now you lot ain't beating us. You know, like when you was young, then you had that side that just used to beat everybody. And they had that attitude like, no, you lot ain't beating us. That's the kind of thing I see in this Morocco side. I'm not saying they're going to win anything, but, bruv, they ain't been beaten yet.
They've conceded 1 goal, and that was an own goal all the way through the tournament.
I understand what I'm trying to say about the winning mentality. It's also with the losing. They don't know how to lose this tournament. So hear what I'm trying to say. Yeah, watch out for what they're doing right now. I'm telling you, mate, because come that semi-final there, do you think them are going to willing to just die for this? They would. The goal has been sacrificed.
You're not well.
You know what? As well, you know, because Morocco haven't got any superstars, they all buy in to how that team plays. They have bodies on the line.
Yes,
they're in. They're all in. That they are in. Oh, the right back's a joke, by the way. What's the right back called?
Hakimi.
Woo!
Yeah.
Curtis, that is the right words. They are in.
They're in. They're gone like that with the chips. All in. All in. I enjoy. Listen, they're not attacking, free flowing, but I enjoy watching them defend. They love it. Yeah, they're not an easy game for anyone.
No, because you know why as well. Yeah, like I just now said, you ain't just gonna beat them. Like beat them and just go past them. They're coming back. They're coming. We saw that Walker and Mbappe race.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He done all right, didn't he? Let's be honest. He did all right, Walker.
I think what Mbappe's got over Walker pace-wise is if he slows him down and then goes again. His acceleration pace-wise is probably better than Walker's. But when Walker goes and he gets going, over like 50, 40 yards, he'll keep up with you, Walker. But if you slow him down, like Mbappe did, and then bam, he's gone again, then slow him down, bang, and gone again. Mbappe's got that where it's like a spring effect.
Yeah.
He can right down and then boom, he's gone again. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And I don't think Walker's quite got that, but Walker's got that pace in like, if you're going to push the ball 25 yards and we're going to go have a foot race now, I'll keep up with you. But that whole stop and start, he'll take Walker to bit, and he knew that as well.
Well, listen, you know the old Mbappe thing. So, is he all that or what? Is Mbappe all that? I mean, listen. Obviously, he's a top player, but I'm talking about when, you're not. For me, he's not in that echelon when he's talking about the greats. Even of France, he's not a Thierry Henry. He's not like an R9.
Old you lot.
Yeah.
I did this.
Is he the finished article yet, though?
I know.
We're not still seeing him at the peak of his powers yet.
All right. But when Messi was Mbappe's age now, Messi was a joke.
Yeah.
When Ronaldo, Cristiano, he was a joke.
Yeah, I'm not sure on Mbappe. Obviously, he's class. He's very good. He's dangerous. But for me, he's not. Or maybe he is the best one of this crop, and this is the level of this crop.
Right, there you go.
Because the World Cup, I've loved this World Cup. It's been brilliant. It's been great. Anyone can beat anyone. It's an absolute free for all. But don't let anyone tell you that the standard is not fantastic. Whoever wins this World Cup probably would not beat another team that's won the World Cup in the history of World Cups.
Yeah, for real.
You look at the Dutch side, terrible. Spanish side, probably the worst Spanish side in forever. This French side ain't very good. England have probably got their best side they've had for a long time. Italy didn't even qualify. Brazil at home. Argentina are no good. They've got Messi. All the big boys. I'm like, wow, Germany, probably the worst German side I've ever seen. The standard of football. I don't know how many times I can keep saying this. It makes me sound like I'm them bitter ex-professional players, and I'm really not that guy. But the standard is like, whoa.
I get that a lot on my social media. How you used to play and you think blah 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 and this, that, and the other. But it's not that. We're talking about, like Curtis is saying, standard of football. Do you know what I mean? Like Brazil, when I was growing up, Brazil was not going out in the last 16. It wasn't happening. Ain't no way that's happening. Yeah? Unless it was a absolute masterclass from somebody. It wasn't happening. Italy, that wasn't happening. Italy not making the World Cup.
What did we think of the officiating in the England game in particular?
Shocking.
It was shocking.
Is it just me that thought some of the decisions were a bit, well, completely wrong? Am I the only one that had a bit of a shocker?
It's been like that throughout the tournament, you know. The referee is shocking.
It has been
shocking. Not just the other night, and I don't even want to like elaborate on the flipping whole refereeing thing, because at the end of the day, we weren't good enough. We had a great opportunity with Kane. We didn't take it. I don't want to elaborate, even though he was crap. The foul, well, not the foul, the tackle on Saka that lost the ball that they then broke and they scored. That's a foul.
Yeah,
agreed.
He hadn't got the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
I understand what anybody's saying. He hasn't got the ball. Yeah, and he spun Saka, and Saka's lost control of the ball, and they've broken, they've scored. That's a foul. How they ain't looked at VAR and seen that and brought that back, I would never know. But like I keep saying, yeah, we still had an opportunity to get back into it, and we didn't. So I don't make it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm doing this whole peaceful, but it was shocking. But it's been like that through the whole tournament.
The officiating,
I agree.
The officiating in the Argentina-Netherlands game was shocking as well. Just want to point
terrible.
That was shocking.
Yeah, poor.
Yeah. Let's speak a little bit on Argentina. They go through against the Netherlands. Dramatic. Some pure shithousery at the end as well. With Argentina, let's get them up celebrating that penalty win. I think what cued that was Weghorst giving them some verbals. Did you see Messi's interview afterward?
No, what he said.
He just told Wout not to look at him, told him to carry on walking. He weren't having it. But yeah, like them two sides, there's clearly some animosity between them. They didn't like each other.
But Argentina are like that with everybody, though. And
the Aggie.
Yeah, as far as I've been watching World Cups, and I've seen a few now, yeah, they've always been like that. They'll fucking kick you. They'll be amongst it. They're aggressive. Like, they don't even need to be like on you the way they're on you, but they're just on you. Like, do you know what I mean? And then they've got this one player, yeah, attacking player, who's just like, and makes everything happen for them. Like, do you know what I mean? And obviously, back in the day, it was Maradona. They had like, who else did they have? Riquelme. Was it Riquelme they had?
Yeah, Riquelme was a joke.
Yeah, Ortega.
Yeah.
They've had real like little magicians and people who are really like, they're smooth on the ball. Like, do you know what I mean?
What are we thinking about? Do we want Argentina to win it? I put on my Twitter like I want Argentina to win it now, and everyone's like, "Oh, what about the Falklands?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think Messi was at the Falklands. I got to be honest. I don't think he was shooting at our soldiers. I just want him to win it because I want Messi to have his moment. It'll be good for the World Cup, I think."
Did you see Cristiano Ronaldo's moment?
Yeah, I've had enough of him, acting like a little kid every 2 minutes. He's annoyed me, crying and storming off, and I think he's left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth these last 6 months as Cristiano. Understand he's disappointed, but listen, for the last 20 years, every article has been about him. He's got to it is what it is. Everyone's powers leave him. His powers have left him.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It seems to be, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but it seems to me like they would rather not have him there. Same with United as well. They'd rather not have him there. It seems like it's just too much about, everything has to be about him.
I bet the lads are like, this guy's a dickhead.
Yeah, 100%.
They won't like him. He's everything about him is selfish, and I understand that's probably made him great and all that, but there's more than just him in that dressing room. It's more. It's the World Cup is about the whole country. If you're not going to be bringing it together, then just go. I've had enough of it.
He really, like Kirsty saying, he's like, I've been seeing him in a different light the last few months or so. Do you know what I mean? Last 4 or 5 months, whatever. I've been seeing him in a different light. It's really like took a little bit away from, as much as you say to yourself, it shouldn't, but it really took a little how I look at him like, do you know what I mean? It's just odd, like the way he's going on. It's odd. Real weird, like
a little spoiled kid, isn't he?
It's just strange. Do you know what I mean? It's just strange.
While we're on the subject of older statesmen, it's only right to mention Luka Modric. Croatia to a semi-final. Just think, he left Tottenham when he was 26. Seems like a lifetime ago. Top level baller. Let's give Croatia their props and respect that they deserve. Curtis, what are your thoughts on Modric and Croatia so far?
I was speaking about Modric. I was speaking about him the other day. It was a manager, Cleggy at Ashton. He sent me a message saying, like, how good's Luka Modric? The guy is just so good, and he's been playing two-touch under head eye for the last 20 years. He just pops it, moves. It's just a beautiful footballer to watch. And that type of player is what England are really badly missing. That player in the deeper midfield area that can control things. Yeah. We just don't produce that type of player, do we? We're more of like second balls and tackles, and we don't produce that type of player. Modric for me is an amazing footballer. He's beautiful. Can play till he's 45.
We had one of those players, but he never got a game.
Who?
Leon Britton. Leon Britton was one of them players. We had one. Never got a game. Don't value them players in England, do we? If you're not a brute
I swear, Dan, I hear exactly what you're saying.
Am I lying?
You're not lying, bruv. You're not lying. You're not lying.
Factual facts.
Was he that good, 90? Yeah.
No, Curtis. He was like, you see, if he went to like Spain, he would have ended up in the Brazil side in like a Xavi or an Iniesta role, or more a Xavi role, not Iniesta. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was stupid. I mean, I was with him at Liverpool, so I spent 2 years solid with him, and he's always been that player. Ball from the back, bang, keep it moving, bang, win his tackles, start off again, bang. Like he was, and it was the whole thing. The reason why I think it was is because it's this whole thing with when we was playing having to be a certain height.
They don't value them players. They don't value them players as much in that position. And plus,
formations as well. We all played 4-4-2.
Yeah, so he had to be a dog in that midfield, that centre in midfield there. Like, do you know what I mean? Curtis will tell you, he was flipping. Do you know what I mean? He was one of them.
Didn't help him. He had the face of Gianfranco Zola at about 12 either.
Listen, I'm telling you, mate. If he was in another country, it would have been a totally different thing.
Do you remember when he had a better pass rate than Xavi that year? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Man, this couldn't get a game. This is what. Let's not take away the limelight from Luka Modric. We are speaking about him, but just as you mentioned, we didn't have one of those players. We once had one, and 90 can vouch for it. How good is Modric now? Can he spur Croatia on to World Cup victory?
Yeah. Anybody, Curtis will tell you right this second, because I ain't really got much to say on this. Anybody can win it, so why can't they?
Yeah. Be amazing for them to win it with Modric. Modric is one of them players. I just think everyone who loves football loves Modric because he's just such a great player. You'd see him in a bar and think, like, there's no way he's a footballer. I bet he's, what is it, 5'8", weighs about 4 stone, but
Sorry, I got a story to tell you.
Go on.
So I went to meet me mate at Tottenham, and he said, yeah, come to my room. So I parked in a hotel, whatever. So I'm walking past, and this little guy is just sitting, and I'm saying little. So this little guy is just sitting on the floor. I looked at him, and I was like, who's that? I thought it was like, like one of them little beggars. I was like, what's he doing in here? And then I looked at his calves, and his calves were like that. Have you seen Luka Modric's calves?
No, big.
Mother of Christ. They were like that. And I said, when I got up, I said, Dev, who's that? He said, that's he's Croatian, 90. That's Luka Modric. He said, 90, he is a baller. He don't look like no baller, bruv. He don't look like no baller at all. And then boom.
Great player, isn't he? He's a beautiful player.
Absolute, bruv. If you saw him just sitting, he was sitting down on the stairs, the bottom stairs, and he was just like this on his phone.
It looks so frail, doesn't
it? Yeah. He didn't look like anything. And then I was when I asked Jermaine, I said, well, who's that? He said, Luka Modric. He's from Croatia. He's a baller. He just kept saying he's a baller. I was like, all right, cool. But I said, he don't look like one.
You know what, as well, like we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and his like ego's completely out of control.
Yeah.
This guy's at the other end of the spectrum.
Exactly.
He seems like he ain't got an ego. He just goes, he plays, he does his thing. Just seems like a proper good guy. Yeah, I'd like him to win it for him, definitely. I think you put him in the England team, we win the World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, like Curtis is saying, with the ego thing, he got taken off the other day, the last game.
Yeah, he did.
And he came off. He sat on the bench. The camera went to him every now and again, and he was like looking to see what was going on and trying to jeer on his team, and that was good to see. And then you see Ronaldo, they lost. He storms off. The camera's running down the tunnel after him, and do you know what I mean? It's a circus around him at the moment. He's really dented his legacy, I think.
I just want to point out, Ronaldo did shake hands with a lot of the players. It just wasn't shown. I think a lot of the way he's portrayed is at the moment to help sell papers. As much as he can be a dick, I think it's a lot of, our press, they build you up to then build you down.
No, the thing about it,
both ends of the scale,
The thing about it is, Curtis, and James, is you're at the tournament. You stay, you clap your fans. I'm not saying he didn't shake nobody's hands or whatever, but you stay to the end, like you showed like your appreciation of them being all the way in Qatar and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? You're at the tournament, like you say sorry you say sorry to your fans and that, and then you go down with the team. You don't storm off and do all of that.
Especially it's his last tournament.
Yeah.
He ain't going to go to another. Yeah, for me, it has to be, he creates the circles around him. He creates headlines. He's not stupid. He knows what he's doing. He knows if he storms off, that's what everyone's going to be talking about. He's not an idiot, is he? I just think he needs, I just don't think he's got any class about him. He seems very classless. It's annoyed me. Makes me want Argentina to win even more now, just to like, because he'd be fuming if Messi wins the World Cup. He will be fuming.
Oh, it'd be rage levels 8K ultra.
Oh, mate.
That would be it for him, mate.
I think he's already got the ump that Messi's gone that little bit further, This World Cup
Yeah,
was
if we-
showdown of the two former goats, wasn't it? To a certain extent.
Well,
Showed
listen.
now we're out. It don't feel the same, does it? Now we're out. I'm not.
No.
When we're in it, I'm like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
you feel more emotionally attached to the tournament. Now we're out of the tournament. I'm like,
yeah.
When's the Premier League back on? That's
know
how
what I
I'm
mean?
feeling a little bit.
I haven't dug you two out about this, but you two were getting too pro involved in the last show. Do you know what I mean? I had to bring you back down a little bit, telling you we ain't beat no one. Next thing you want to come out and tell us we ain't beat no one. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad you boys have sort of come back down a little bit. We all get carried away and involved with the momentum, don't we, when it's England? We do.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of it. Even I was guilty of it to a certain extent.
There he is.
You know?
Fuck. Oh. There he is.
Kanye West has been on the phone as well. He wants his get up back. All right, let's break it down then for the two semi-finals. How do you see it going? Can Morocco be the first African country to make it to a World Cup final? What's your take on it?
Not for me. I think their World Cup final was the last game. I think that'll have taken a lot out of them. I think they've ran their race, and I think France will run out comfortable winners. 2-0.
Nope. I think they dragged them to the depths of extra time.
Pace 100, Hakimi.
The goat's been sacrificed.
It's not right.
The goat's been sacrificed. I'm sorry to any vegan or whatever, but the goat's been sacrificed. So I'm going Morocco.
It looks like he's done it himself, hasn't he? So,
You think Morocco are going to win 90? Yeah.
Listen, bruv. Listen. You see, like, you would know the feeling as well. You see, like, to get somewhere you've never been before. Do you know the next sort of lift that gives you when you go on the pitch?
Yeah. Yeah. But again, on the flip side of that, the quarterfinals was huge for them. You know, you get that high and then the goal, and then can you get back up there again?
Yeah, but Curtis, they haven't lost.
Yeah, true. Listen, they'll be in their rooms in their hotels saying, "We can win this," you know.
Simple.
Imagine how proud you must be to be Moroccan at the moment.
Yeah.
I bet Marrakesh was absolutely having it yesterday.
Curtis, both of us could pass for Moroccan right now.
Mate, I've been looking at my bloodline, seeing what's up.
if we was in the facilities now, the hotel and everything, and like was in the squad, we'll be telling them, listen, we could be kings out here, you know, with this.
They've got some togetherness in that squad as well, haven't they?
I could 100% pass to be Moroccan. You're too dark, 90, but I could 100% pass to be Moroccan.
No. I've seen a couple of them in the crowd still. I saw a couple of fans in the crowd. They was looking like my skin tone. So I was like, okay.
On the semi-final number 2, Croatia, Argentina. Battle of the old guard. Could be interesting.
I think Croatia.
It's got penalties written over it, that one, isn't it?
Nah, I think Croatia would beat them, mate.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Croatia.
Argentina are not very good, are they? I watched the last couple of games I've watched them. I'm like, oh, you're not actually that good.
They're not good. They're not good.
They got a weapon.
As I said yesterday, whoever won the game last night, England, France, will win the tournament. I think they're the best two teams in it.
It's going to be a Morocco-Croatia final, isn't it? I can tell.
Yeah, you know what? It'd be amazing if we could, if Africa could get a team into the final. That'd be huge for the commercial game and the brand. And it'd be amazing. And you know what? The coach is Moroccan as well, isn't he? I love that.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see who gets the big moves of back of this World Cup.
The right back is getting a move.
He can't. He's at PSG. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he's at PSG. Yeah,
PSG.
Doesn't matter.
We won't want to be paying his wages, I'll tell you.
Oh, you know what I would say as well about England? I'm so happy for Harry Maguire. You know.
Yeah, I know.
I think we need to touch on his mentality to come through what he's come through and then go on the biggest stage in the world. And he's not stupid, knowing that everybody will be looking for any little mistake, they'll be jumping on him. And he's come and delivered. He's performed. That is elite mentality. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, Harry Maguire, if you're watching this, you've got to give you your flowers. You are absolutely top, mentally top athlete, mate. Dedicated beyond belief. That's dedication beyond belief, mate.
Yeah. And when you're talking about moves, James, you know, I don't think he's done himself any harm whatsoever, because I think his course is probably run at Manchester United. I think he'll probably be leaving at the end of the season. I think everyone will be happy with that scenario. I think, like I said, whatever reason they've made a decision on him, and I think he'll get a really good move in the summer.
He's
possibly.
flipping.
I think he'll go abroad. You know,
just alone though, Curtis. Like, can you imagine not playing for how long he never played for, and then coming back still in shape? Yeah, man, I'm fucking laughing, yo.
Yeah.
No chance.
And also knowing that everybody deep down wants you to make a mistake. So imagine how that plays on your mind. And you know, he showed serious cojones.
Just for him to come back, last few games with United, do well, because he has, yeah, and then being able to mentally, physically, everything, go to the World Cup and perform highly.
Yeah, next level.
This next level. That don't happen. You've seen great dude, you know, miss games or been suspended. Maradona or whatever comes back, he's fucking like that. Like, there's still out there. But do you get what I'm saying? though?
Look at Ronaldo.
Exactly.
Look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not done anything at the World Cup. He's had a poor season. He's flopped. Missed games like Harry Maguire. Ronaldo's not been able to do it.
Nope.
I know he's 37, but same type of thing.
All right.
John Stones as well, you know. I've given him plenty of stick, John Stones. I think them two have had brilliant tournaments, both of them.
Centre-backs have been great. Centre-backs.
Very good.
I think the whole defense and goalkeeper's been great, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
It's hard to question his decisions. Some of them have been great. Rashford, again, should he have got more minutes? Possibly. But when the other players are playing that well, it's difficult to get everybody in. He can only play 11 men, can't he? So I do get it.
Yeah. Sad, isn't it?
Closing thoughts on England. It's not coming home. We're going home. Closing thoughts on it. What you got to say?
We go again, like we always do. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way. That's gone now. Do you know what I mean?
My closing thoughts on it. I'm proud and I'm excited now. I'm excited about what this group can do.
Yeah, defo. But the whole idea is having to, you know, just forget about that now, man. Do you know what I mean? It's over. Watch the World Cup, see who wins it, and then prepare for the next flipping and prepare for the Euros.
All right. Let's get ready for Tuesday for the semi-finals and Wednesday for the semi-finals. We'll see who progresses in the tournament. If you're watching this on the YouTube, it's great to have your company. Do check out the Spotify for the adult version of the show. As always, check out the Pitch Football app for latest giveaways, competitions, and fan interactions. Thank you to Curtis Woodhouse and Leon Knight. It's been great to have you boys with me, and I look forward to the next episode. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Nice one, boys.